Alright, it has been a while since was kind of between Eurofriends and Finfo Animus. So finally we are back at streaming and even doing more or less complete schedule the coming week, as there are no that many specific obligations, organization or otherwise for some time now, so it's getting a bit easier at least, which is nice. So there will be more activity in streaming respect, which is of course preferable at least for this side of things. So hopefully everyone has had good time in the meantime, and we are back more or less. So let's see how it goes. This game was especially asked for, considering how well it usually goes in this game. Do think that all our citizens leave and then like something burns down or something as successful, but we'll see. And certainly good to see you all again around also, so always nice to welcome regulars to the stream also. So let's go move towards the game and see. We can't see the negative sides of policies because they actually require seeing the dark red text on a black background, which is more or less impossible in in this suit. So really, and there is no font scaling. Like there was one game that had font scaling, and the Fursuit was very pleased, except it was only to scale it smaller. Really. Alright, and let's then... hello there, Jax. Good to have you here also. And let's then move towards the game and load the earlier save. Alright. Hello there, Sanchi. Good to see that you made it. So let's greet you properly before we load the game. So, good to see that you made it. So let's even show a bit more properly oneself. And indeed, good to see that you made it. So welcome also, and hopefully you feel better soon, of course, considering it's never nice to know well, as also this one sometimes have my grain, which is not nice, so hopefully things improve soon. And indeed, let's load the game proper and see about what we find there. Alright, do remember faintly we had some kind of like, as far as can remember, some kind of crisis in terms of health care, but apparently it has been mitigated for the most part because the medical post is actually functioning. Do remember it was something like heaters being off in medical posts maybe, or something about as useful. So let's see, like a handful of people may join the Londonians, that's at least good, but we need to see about we could research something. We do not have that much. Steam Hub range upgrade seems quite useful in the longer term. And it also requires a lot of materials, so resource depot upgrade, that's not exactly our first need. Wall drill. Alright, produces fossilized food. That's quite specialized as far as producing wood goes. to like see something that would be useful to develop more or less. Outpost depot again should have a bit more resources, most probably. Improved heaters, yeah, but it also requires more steel because we have only 8 steel. And what is the current scout? Alright, scouts are returning apparently with resources, so that's quite good. Temperature is also going to rise one level, actually even 2 levels, which is quite helpful when we consider that we have been more or less pushing freezing. Just minus 60 degrees, like very toasty. Very toasty, minus 60 degrees even. Hello Tertika, let's greet you properly. So, alright. Oh, hello there, and hopefully you have had a good weekend. So, let's then continue. There we go. Yeah, some of these are kind of hopeless, can't run all the facilities, which of course reduces food production. At least the temperature will increase, so that solves part of the issue. We are also running quite huge coal. Deficit, so let's put more personnel there. Alright, here we have the automaton, so that is at least being served properly. Alright, at least the temperature will also raise now, which kind of solves certain problems. Alright, the Londoners steal supplies. Captain, the Londoners are stealing again. They've taken 5 food rations from the stockpile. Surprise, considering we are running huge food deficit. Alright, and of course we make use of the guards. caught in the act. Our guards did a good job. They got the goods back, but some more importantly they caught one of the thieves. How we can put an end to the thievery? What should we do with the thief? Alright, and then we have to build a prison, considering that we would have to also run a prison. Kind of banishing them seems somewhat tempting, considering that building a prison and maintaining a prison also requires resources. Kind of do think that banishment also lowers hope, so we could as well like build a prison. Let's try to build a prison which is probably more humane and then again costs a lot of resources. And we have the healthcare crisis also nicely going on, so at least the temperature will raise about now, which helps a bit. And then we can run at only like 100% coal consumption, which is kind of nice. Then we ran out of coal about the same time as temperature rose, so talk about right on cue.
Come lads, we must work harder.
Now we do even gradually gain coal, so we can probably turn on the steam level 1 and then see about how much deficit we are pushing. We are not pushing a deficit, so that's a good start, especially as we do not need to run on the maximum setting now that temperature rose. More of worried about food, which is we are kind of pushing a slight food imbalance, so we practically need to have one more food production facility. And we have like 53 sick, so we practically need more. medical facilities, and we have wood for one. The main problem here really is that we do not have engineers to run them. Temporary settlement, memory of injustice. Alright, let's see what the scouts find. The center of the settlement is marked with an upright boulder on its roughly planed face. Someone chiseled the following: "May God forgive the genius who sacrificed human lives in the name of progress, for we can't. Exiles of Tesla City. We won't touch the monument, but we decide to dismantle the huts for wood." Alright, that's kind of like a lot of wood actually. And then we could explore either Walled Colony or Dreadnought Landing. We are starting to be pretty far actually, but it's pretty short way to Walled Colony, so let's walk there. It's Scouts Unit 2 because our original scouts actually died. It was also a great start. We are out of steel maybe, but we do actually even have steel production facility, so kind of surprised. At least some are being treated, so the problem is not quite as severe. Currently we could use these more to run a medical facility, as we do not have resources for research anyway, so now we have 3 engineers both to build this and then man it, because it's not very useful to run the research facility when we can even have full workforce of engineers to produce prosthetics, so even amputees get to work. Alright. Fewer amputations. Alright. That clearly is helpful. Sir, the doctor who was trying to improve radical treatment is done. He is reporting a breakthrough. It's certainly an unorthodox method, and my learned colleagues would be appalled at the experiments I had to perform, but it works. I expect the number of amputations during radical treatment to be halved. Wow, that's quite good result. He seems eager to get back to his everyday work and try his new method. Alright. That's quite helpful. If you have to amputate less, it of course increases morale most probably if you lose less limbs. Right, at least we get more health care, so maybe we also get a bit less Londoniers. Alright, let's see, are we still running food deficit? Yes, very minor. It's the kind of issue that we most probably should also work more greenhouses. That is fully operational, and do think we had at least another one. Yes, it's also fully operational. We do even have fully manned hunters hut, so it's kind of at least the food situation looks less dire now. Right, we can also set laws. Let's see about, like, what do we have available? Patrol. Ensuring safety and order is of utmost importance to the long-term survival of our city. New ability, Patrol. Each use will reduce discontent, each use will raise hope slightly. And it costs 10 food, that is kind of, at least we have the capability.
A new law has passed.
And then we should see about building the prison. We don't really have resources even, so do we first even need to develop the prison? Hunting tactics. And we do have extra medical post. We do still though have like 47 sick. Also producing wood would seem like a good idea. I do think we should have a sawmill somewhere. Numerous snow shelters expertly built from blocks of hard-packed snow huddle around cold burnt-out campfires. A deadly silence hangs over the colony. Alright. It's not very promising. Dying exiles. Yeah. Some of exiles are still alive, just barely. We could try to bring them to our city, although they might die on the way. One of the dying held a diary to his chest. We read the last entry. Exiled from Tesla City with food and fuel running out. We sent the stronger among us to search for help. They are our last hope. We are afraid this refers to those poor Yankees we buried. That went well. The scouts will set out towards our city and bring the exiles quickly and safely with them. Leave the exiles to their fate. That doesn't seem. Rob the exiles of their supplies. That seems like an atrocity. Not that it gives that much more supplies. Like, yeah. More personal is more valuable though. Alright, and then we most probably return to town, yes. Good. Another theft. Alright, let's try and catch them. Maybe we can this time just banish them instead of trying to. Cards failed. Oh well. And we still have the medical crisis with 52 sick, and it's kind of like, let's spend all resources at building. Do we even produce wood currently? Like asking an interesting question. Murder on duty. Right. One of our guardsmen was beaten to death whilst chasing the Londoners. We caught one of the thieves, but he's not the murderer. What should we do with them? Right. Kind of like he's not the murderer, but requires a prison. We do not even have one because do not know how does one get a prison, so that's a great start. How long have we been struggling with that question? Alright, about half stream length currently, so hello there Briareos, let's greet you properly. Hopefully you have been well also, and good to see all of you here once again. So let's get to it and struggle to like build a prison. We do not currently have a prison though, and this will increase discontent further, so let's kick him out. Have had enough of certain things. Also apparently increased discontent, so whatever. We still kind of like need more medical facilities, which is the main problem. Like 50 sick people. 42 are being treated, but it's like if we have almost 90 to treat, it's really difficult to deal with. Like How did sickness increase that much? Alright, that will take one day. And we will need to build a prison in like one day and some. Are we even producing any wood? No, and where the wood crates even are.
Come, lads. We must
Coal deposit, coal deposit. Right, that we already know. Here, alright. Considering we are running a coal excess in any case, so let's push to even produce wood. There we go. And that's the only source of wood we even have. We could apparently build another sawmill if we had wood. So we could start to produce wood at all. Steel we are already producing. We do have functioning steel works, so and then there's the question like how to build the prison. Alright, it even requires legislation. So we first of all need to legislate that we have prison. So kind of choosing to build prison was not the brightest idea because it's no, it doesn't give you the possibility to build the prison even if you promise to build one. The legislation is not in place. Politics, you say. Alright, and then we have... Sir, a child came to the guard station and gave the guardsmen a stuffed toy dog, telling them they should take it with them when they walk the streets at night. Seems people appreciate those who work hard to protect law and order in our city. At least something is popular. Alright, this was the issue. We actually have more capacity for food production, but we do not currently have it running. So let's run that. At least something useful. The reason we may fail because it's like touch and go with getting to set the legislation for prison. So hopefully we do not fail due to that. Alright, Jax, good night for you and thank you for joining. So, And apparently we ran out of wood crates, so no wonder we had extra workers. So now we have 9 wood. We should really build a new sawmill, so we are 1 wood short to build a sawmill. Fortunately, like the scouts have 214 wood once they arrive, but it takes still like 14 hours, so it's pretty much we can't build more until then. And how many wood was it to build the healthcare facility? Yep. Nope.
Workday end. It's time for rest.
Alright, a few are persuaded. A member of Londoners is talking to a crowd. He's trying to scare as many as possible into joining the exodus to London, but his visions of doom ring false in the ears of people who are content with the situation in our city. The number of Londoners will rise, the number of Londoners will rise slightly. Of course, we chase the speaker away like Mr. Agitator, go somewhere else. Would be nice to have more hope, but it's like building things is not progressing that well because we are out of wood, because there are no sources of wood until we can build a sawmill, and we can build a sawmill only once we can get more wood. So fortunately the scouts do have more wood, and they will even arrive before next day. The prison we most probably can't build because it requires first legislating for prison, so that we might take a moral hit, unfortunately, from not building a prison. Yep. Alright. At least the scouts will arrive, so we will have more people and more problems soon. If nothing else, so we can speed up for a moment, because we are not running out of coal. And we are not even running out of food altogether, so we can wait for wood and then we can actually start again, like. Right, the Londoners gain very few people still. The main problem is that maybe they should take all the sick people away, thank you. Let's wait until the scouts arrive so that we have wood. There we go. Oh, how long is it, like? Alright, 10 minutes. That's acceptable. Alright, and they brought pretty much everything possible. We can disband the scouts, the beacon, or send them back to the Frostland. Yes. And now we have housing crisis, which is a positive problem as we also have wood. So first of all, we immediately do construct a new sawmill, because otherwise we are in eternal trouble. Not adjacent to a street, but we can at least place that and then place the street, because we have wood. There we go, and we even have workforce to build that, so we are more or less in good position now that we actually can do something useful. Then we need to build houses, so let's build houses and streets around. We also need more street here, so let's build new ring street, so that we can put more houses into the heated area. There we go. Excellent new street, and here also do think we build proper like roads, as we for once have resources, and we also have a lot of steel now, so at least our problems are now different ones, which is an improvement. How many people we have in the cemetery? 6, which is kind of alright, and we still have 53 also for medical problems, so we are also building the roads now, so we can probably build also another medical post, like we do have street, so we can actually build also more medical posts. It's kind of like nice to actually have. There we go. Now we even have streets coming up, so we can build more. And now we can legislate for the prison, which helps to build one. There we go. We have introduced a law to have prisons, which, and now we can probably build one. Yes, and it costs 40 steel, so at least we are gaining steel, so we can soon build the crowning achievement of our colony, a prison. Yes. What is actually using steel? That is something using. Shouldn't be. We can also put one more worker into the steelworks, so send scouts out also. Dreadnought landing. Along the shore of Frozen Bay we can see the outline of an enormous ship. A wide lane of broken ice leads to it from the west. Alright, so let's go and see. And then here we have the coal mine that we can later take into use. And here we had the winter home, and here we had Snow Cliff, so we need to go there later, but now we are checking out the Dreadnought landing next. We will probably run out of time to build the prison at this rate of steel production. Really, what happens to the steel? Still kind of confused at the steel consumption. Like, should we build another steel works, or because this is coal deposit, and we even have more iron deposits. Coal deposit. Because we are producing steel. And it's disappearing somewhere. Let me guess. Yep. The production of prosthetics.
It's time for rest.
At least we can now run the sawmill. We have produced probably enough prosthetics for a good while. Main problem is that we can't now. Oh, alright. Good night, Sanchi. Let's probably also wish you right. So we apparently can't build and we are also out of food, which is not a total surprise. At least we are not missing that much housing. Let's try to solve the medical crisis by building even more medical facilities, which is starting to be ridiculous. Let's build unlimited amount of medical facilities. Also could build the prison if wouldn't have used all the steel for prosthetics. Oh well, it will probably cause some extra discontent, but what can you do in this case, like it's otherwise another go if we get too much problems. Alright, half an hour left, so, and yes, good night to Sanchi. Hopefully you will feel better. Alright, we are not taking a break, but we wanted to show, so good night, and hopefully you will feel better soon. Thank you for joining. So let's see then, can we somehow survive? At least we are increasing like we have housing. We should also try and ensure food production. And now we have another medical post open. And we prison not built, yes, aware of this. This undermines trust in your competence, yes. That didn't go well, but whatever. Right, let's build some more roads there. Can we then build a prison later? Yes. So it's kind of let's build one anyway.
Wrap up well. Frost is here.
And then temperature dropped. Yes. So now we can again do steam level 2 and probably run out of coal altogether. Will everything still remain cold? Yep. Of course, because it's minus 70.
We've got work to do.
Minus 70 Celsius, really. Starts to be quite impossible to keep things heated. At least we are again producing steel, so we can maybe build our fine prison. Considering the overall situation, we will sooner or later need more medical posts once again, and do think that actually now most things won't even work because everything is at least quite cold. So it's like almost nothing works. Temperature will also rise quite soon, but do we even survive until then? It would be useful to have like the next level heating or whatever, but whatever that does. Right. Improved heaters. would be useful to do any upgrades. We just need to again have engineers here, so there we go. At least we can now do science. Do think that currently like overdrive couplings would be more than slightly useful. You can at least overdrive it until the thank you, Tika. Until the very cold spell ends. Fortunately it's more like a cold snap, so we might not die of hunger and mutiny in the meantime. Yep. At least we are running like a pretty good goal situation. It's like going down, but it's still like also the temperature will increase quite soon. And we have like 91 people sick. So it's kind of like one of the main issues here really is that alright, we have enough resources to build the prison, everyone's favorite. It gets really cold and we build the prison. Or not actually. At least we are not using it for prosthetics because we closed the factory. Alright, kind of like yep, the extremity of cold is making it quite impossible to actually like succeed, because it's realistically everyone gets sick and pretty much nothing works. Let's chase the speaker away because there isn't that much else that can be realistically done. And alright, we still have about 20 minutes to go, which will be interesting, like interesting failure. Because there isn't much we can really do about the sick as long as the temperature remains this low, because we do not actually have like level 2 available for these until developed, so it's kind of chicken and egg problem. So let's just speed time up and wait for weather to warm up, because we do not have really that much else we can do. And temperature will increase very soon, so we more or less made it mildly intact. And there we go. Now we are only at minus 50 degrees, so most things are actually functional. It's nice. We are again under 100 sick.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
And we have another medical post here, so like, yeah. Right, and also the scouts have almost arrived in the Dreadnought landing, so interesting to see at least that. Now we have the problem that we have huge amount of sick. It's like we can't ever hope to build so many medical facilities to resolve that issue. And we should also now run only Steam level 1, do think. Then the temperature will again drop here. Only one level though, so it's kind of not. Overdrive couplings research, which does something useful when you overdrive the generator. Let's see, we can also legislate. What do we have available? We can now maybe build the fine prison that we already signed. Forceful persuasion doesn't sound very safe. We can also build a propaganda center, which apparently also needs to be built. Right. Alright, reduces the time prisoners spend in prison. Sure, and what can we actually do in the other law category, like adaptation, triage? This would kind of help. We'll be able to dedicate all our efforts to healing those who can recover quickly at the cost of sacrificing the more severely ill. Yeah, it's kind of also ceremonial funerals. Somehow doesn't sound very useful to spend time for that. We're not far enough into the food crisis yet, so let's provide for triage at least, like it's increased this content, great. Which can't read because it's on the very dark background, so we should also build a watchtower. Yeah, it's missing. And we can now also build the prison, so and we should also have a watchtower here, so should also probably at some point build further steam hubs. it's kind of like would be good to have some solution, kind of like introduction of triage really increase the disc content. Right, and we can put workers to work in the prison, so let's round up troublesome people, which drop the disc content, which is nice. We can apparently then also alright, doing triage will drop hope, and alright, then we have food problem. Alright, scouts are waiting and explore Dreadnought landing. You found a piece of hull plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription: in the year 1886, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed here in search of a haven from the global glaciation. Clearly not a success. May God preserve the souls of our fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship Prometheus. Alright, so we again found resources, which is useful, but and then we can go to Tesla City, which probably alright, it's apparently more existing. Let's visit also there, because it takes only a while to actually go there from Dreadnought landing. Then we have the major problem that we have raw food, so what is the situation with the cookhouse then? Alright, the cookhouse most probably should be heated. Much better, and we even have full contingent of workers there. That's an improvement. Apparently we can also improve the situation in the hothouses by turning the heater on. Let's hit some homes, that seems mildly realistic. Right, clearly at least much more troublesome currently. We are also almost up to the usual finishing time, so we didn't get kicked out of government yet, which is nice. like better result than expected, considering how much trouble we have with like at least we have under 106, so it's and only 72, so the number of those who will join Londonians only about doubled, which is also quite good result. And we do have the prison open, which is we unfortunately missed our original time scale to build the prison, so we got a lot more discontent, but we are at least gradually pushing things onwards. The main problem currently is lack of food, which will be mitigated once the cookhouse opens, because we have not turned the heater on there. So do you think this is still salvageable as far as the game goes? And we are running a slight coal excess still, even if so also in that respect we are actually doing moderately well. And also here it doesn't actually even help if we have a heater. We need a steam hub in the vicinity in the future, so it's kind of like the main problem even is the food problem, but it will be solved partially once the cookhouse opens in the morning, so it's kind of like still a manageable situation. Here we are also drawing closer to arriving, so let's see that and then save game for this time, because we are like not in major trouble yet. We could also research something, but generate the range upgrade. Yes, please. That would be helpful. At least we can have more range for insufficient heat. Better than nothing. Alright, scouts arrived and the
Order, people. Let's march to work.
cookhouse is at least operative now. Explore. The city is modern and meticulously built. A tall tower emits a constant barrier of lightning, deflecting the incoming snow. But nobody comes out to greet us. Would seem advanced with the barrier and whatever. Alright, so we can kill our scouts. That sounds like a great finish to the stream. Able minds and bodies will prevail over the cold, reads the slogan over the entrance to Tesla City. A central tall tower shines with the blue glow of electric discharges, which form protective dome over the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies lying in the streets and the stench of burnt flesh stains the air. That clearly went well. We saw lightning streak from the tower hitting a building and leaving a gash in its roof. Discovered fishing village. That's kind of like entering the city probably kills our scout team. But actually curious enough to try that. So let's see what happens. As soon as our scouts entered the city, we lost contact with them. There's no telling what happened, but we presume they are all dead. Alright. Alright, actually an outpost can be built there in the future, so not too bad. Also, we lost the scout team, so we need to recruit a new one. Alright. That was kind of what expected, like let's kill our scouts, so let's save the game. Unfortunately we can continue from the previous save if we fail too hard with the prison and or do not get enough food in the future, so we can try to remember to turn the heaters on first. So this will be then stream 5A. There we go. Alright. And we have done the 1.5 hours, so let's switch back and to wish you all pleasant rest of the evening and good start of the week. So let's move over and see who's doing what. So we do a raid because we do have pretty nice viewership also. Oh, thank you, and hopefully you enjoyed. We didn't fail totally, though we got a bit more trouble. It was still within manageable height for the most part. So let's see who's doing what and raid someone. Alright. DJ Cyber the Troll is playing Helsinger, which is quite stylish game. It's very metal. It's been a while since we have raided our good troll, so let's see, are they? Yes, they are playing, so sure, let's go for them. It's been a while since we have done the good troll, so certainly let's join them, and we will have full schedule for the coming week, so look out for the announcement channel and we shall go on from there. It's really good to be back at the stream business also. Thank you all and be well. There we go.